Hey everybody, welcome back to day 3 of the Visionary Social Media Challenge. We did it. We are on the final day and I'm so excited to guide you through day 3 of the workbook. So grab your workbooks and let's get started. Why don't I play a little music to get us going? I have been loving this. Good morning, Susan. I've been loving this playlist on Spotify. It's called Relaxing R&B, Songs for Sleeping. But it's just like old school R&B music. Hey, Valerie. Yeah, maybe it's a little too mellow for the morning. Anyways, I love Spotify. Anybody else? Literally obsessed with the infinite options of playlists. Maybe I'll spend the time that I'm now off Instagram curating epic playlists for you guys. How does that sound? Good morning, Carrie. If you're just tuning in, say hello. Connection, conversation, over creeping. If that's one thing we've learned, that's probably the thing you'll never forget. If you are tuning in to watch the replay, because I know so many of you have been, just type in replay to that chat box. And if you're watching live, welcome. This is day 3 of our Visionary Social Media Challenge. What a ride it has been. Valerie says she loves the playlist. Yes. Oh my gosh, I know. The daily mixes on Spotify are so good. If you're just logging in, I was saying that maybe I'll spend the time, now that I'm not following anyone on Instagram, we'll get to that in a bit. Maybe I can spend that time curating like some insanely awesome playlists instead and just dance more with my time. If I can gain an hour and 10 minutes back in my life, because that's my Instagram report, then oh my gosh, I have an hour and 10 minutes to dance around my house. If you want to follow me on Spotify, I'm just at Kelsey Rydell, KelseyReidl. Okay, I see Susan's getting very excited for her Instagram followers. She wants to share. Let's get into the content and then we'll all share our results. So yesterday was a big day for you, for the rest of the visionary entrepreneurs community, and for myself as well. It was a scary day. I didn't know if I would follow through with the prescribed plan from day 2. So if you're not caught up yet, day 2 was the visionary cleanse. Similar to how if you do a detox or a cleanse in your body, usually you're like purging the insides. If you've done a detox, you know what I mean. Well, we did that with our Instagram. We purged by clicking that unfollow button, which is scary. And I'm going to share a secret with you in a bit. But we did it. So hopefully you went through the exercises and you gave yourself a percentage of people to unfollow. So that was part of the challenge from day 2. So maybe you had to unfollow 50% or 60% or 20%. And I hope that you stuck to that, okay? But here's the thing. Some of you went above and beyond and you said, okay, I know I did my percentages, which you would have got by figuring out on this chart how many people inspire you or entertain you, etc. But some of you went above and beyond and you're just like, I'm just going to do as many as possible. And I saw that in your results, which is really, really cool. So hopefully you got to the required amount of unfollows. And if not, you can use today to kind of catch up. But I think what we've all realized through this is that, guys, Instagram, I love Instagram. Like, let's just lay that foundation. I know many of you do too, but it's a trap. The app is designed to keep you on there longer so that you can scroll forever and ever. And guess what? They can give you more and more ads the longer you spend on there. Okay? That's why you see an ad in your feed every 10 posts, right? Because people pay to push their brand messaging into your eyes because you're saying, I spend a lot of time on this app. You follow a lot of people. There's so many people to catch up with, to watch. It's addictive in its nature. It's literally a trap. And as many of you know, my whole brand is around living your most visionary life. And when I really think about my most visionary life, it has nothing to do with Instagram. So why am I spending an hour and 10 minutes a day or 7 hours plus per week? What could I be doing with 7 or 8 hours back in my life? It's crazy, right? The app is designed to keep us on there, and I think we've all realized that. And that's why I'm so grateful to have gone through this challenge with you, because we're realizing that life is what happens when we're not on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, your life happens when you're not on the platform. You're out doing stuff. You're not worrying about your device. And even when you are out living your life, like you're bungee jumping or climbing a mountain, and you take out your phone to share it on Instagram, like you're living your most visionary life, but then you're documenting it through your phone, you're putting a barrier between you and the actual moment that's happening. What? So again, your most visionary life happens when you're not on Instagram. Now, anyone who knows me knows I love social media. I'm obsessed with it because it allows me to connect with people like you. And I know you all have your own soft spot for it too. But this is just a chance to reevaluate how we're spending our time online and how much we are allowing into our consciousness, right? Because again, the whole goal is to get you connecting and creating more rather than just creeping and consuming. But it's too easy to creep and consume when you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that you follow. Then you're never going to create because you're just going to scroll, and the scroll never ends. But now it does. I logged on to Instagram last night. Many of you saw my scary, I unfollowed everybody. The secret that I wanted to tell you was what I did is I actually took my phone, I covered the list of people that I followed with my left hand so I didn't see, because I felt like bad. Like if it was a family member, I'd be like, ooh, I don't want to do it. So what I had to do is cover the left-hand side, the people, and then I just saw the list of unfollow buttons, and I just went do. It made it a lot easier and less personal, right? Like I didn't want to look at people's profile photos and be like, I'm unfollowing you, but I knew I needed to do it. Jessica, no problem. She says, Mom, life is pulling her away. She'll watch the replay. That sounds awesome. Jessica, she brought her account from 940 to 780 and had a complete stranger ask why they deleted them. I'm probably going to get those messages today too. But at least because I'm down to 0, I'll just be like, deleted everybody. Sorry. Wow, says Susan. Yeah, epic. Susan says she brought her following from 700 to 231 and still going. That's amazing. And that's what this is all about. And here's the thing. It's going to continually creep back up, and that's okay, right? We're going to do this hopefully a couple times a year. And the goal is not to stay at 0. Like I don't plan on staying at 0 forever. It's just this was the necessary purge, right? Okay. So let's go through the day 3 workbook. So the digging is part of this redesign process. So day 3 is all about the visionary redesign, the chance to curate exactly what we want. It reminds me of redesigning a home. I've been obsessed with this show on Netflix lately called Restaurants on the Edge. So good. And there's a designer that will usually help the restaurant to kind of reinvent their look. Her name is Karen Bond. So amazing. And anyways, so what this makes me think of is like looking at the restaurant before and being like, where can we improve it? Where can we add better light fixtures? Where can we enhance the decor? Where can we put art on the wall? And bringing in new pieces while simultaneously taking out the old icky chairs and knocking out the bar that's really ugly and taking down the wallpaper. So this is a redesign of your social media. So I could call this, who said love that show? Oh, sorry, I missed the comments. Valerie, you watched that too. It's such a good show. So it's called Restaurants on the Edge. Maybe I'm just a loser and really like seeing, I used to work in the restaurant industry, so maybe that's why I love it. But oh my gosh, the episodes are out of this world awesome. So this is what we're doing. We're redesigning our restaurant. We're redesigning our social media, right? Right. Love when I can draw parallels to the things that are exciting me in life right now. So day 3 of the workbook, starting with the digging. So number 1, I want you to ask your network who they follow, right? Yesterday we talked about the terms inspire, educate, or entertain. So ask your audience, put up an Instagram poll today, or just DM a few people, like DM a celebrity or DM someone you look up to or that you love following, and say, hey, I'm cleansing my social media and looking for some amazing people to follow. Who are your faves? Okay? Ask people. Ask them. It's going to be fun. Ask them which accounts make them laugh, which ones make them inspired, which ones keep them informed on relevant topics. So this is doing market research. Similar to how we do market research when we write a business plan, we do market research when we're curating our most visionary social media, right? So that's part 1. Second part, and these are all tips to help you redesign a social media feed that is going to fit with your new vision for your Instagram, right? My most visionary life is not living online all day, so I want to redesign my social media. And this can be hard for me too, okay? Number 2, find at least 5 communities that you aspire to be part of and follow the tribe leader, right? So if you've had your eye on some sort of like business coaching mastermind that happens in San Diego, figure out who leads that mastermind and go follow them, okay? Follow tribe leaders, leaders in general. If you really want to get your health in line this year and you want to go vegan, look for somebody who runs a vegan community and go follow them. So just a couple tips, right? If you want to travel more, find a digital nomad and go follow them. So I want you to find communities that you aspire to be a part of, because communities are so vital in our life. They situate us around the people who can bring us forward in life. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't do this journey alone. We are not individual beings who can maximize our life's potential alone. So go seek out the communities that you aspire to be a part of, or that you know you want to be a part of, that will advance you. Okay, so that's my first tip. The next piece of the puzzle is to follow 5 people that those mentors follow. Okay, so this is what I'm going to call taprooting. So what we're going to do is, once you follow those 5 community leaders, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look at the people that they follow. And I guarantee most of them don't follow a ton of people. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on the people that they follow and then seek out 5 people from each of those mentors. So who are your leaders? Who are your leaders following? Go seek them out, okay? Carrie says, the visionary community. Well, that makes me happy. So this is what we're calling taprooting. So you're going to go find the 5 leaders that you aspire to be part of their tribe, right? Think about the future you. Like, if the future you is a millionaire, go follow a millionaire. Simple. Then look at the people that the millionaire follows and taproot and grab 5 people that you're like, whoa, their content is epic. Whoa, awesome. Love what they're doing. And then the last piece of the digging on day 3 is to follow 5 hashtags that you've never followed before. So again, if your goal is to go vegan this year, I want you to type in vegan lifestyle into the hashtags. And did you know you can actually follow hashtags? So go ahead and do that. And then you've all of a sudden repopulated your Instagram with great stuff, okay? For example, last night I followed the hashtag registered holistic nutritionist because I graduated from the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition 7 years ago, and a lot of my clients who become my friends are new grads or post using that hashtag. So I like to see what's going on in the holistic nutrition community. So I follow that hashtag now. I taproot organizers. Carrie, that's such a, perfect for you, right? And if anyone doesn't know, Carrie is a pro star at organizing. And she is going to teach me how to become better at it. Susan said she did that a bit with Detox last night. So I'm assuming you mean taprooting. So going into who Detox follows and then taprooting down to see, okay, well, who does he follow? Because who's teaching the teachers? That's a good question. Who's leading the leaders? That's what I'm curious about. I'm part of a really amazing business mastermind program, and pretty much all my questions are around, who did you learn that from? What people do you feel inspire you right now? Because I want to see how my business coach is a guy. I want to see how he thinks and who he learns from. Like, I like what he does, but I'm looking like the next level above, right? Okay, so moving on to the challenge for day 3. So the day 3 challenge is actually to repeat day 1 to begin with. So do you remember day 1 where you did that 5-minute scroll? So first you describe how you feel. So I'm feeling good today. So I'm going to write down like feeling energized, feeling rejuvenated. I feel clear-headed. I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel kind of creative. So I'm going to write those things down. Then I'm going to set a timer on my phone for 5 minutes. I'm going to scroll Instagram for those 5 minutes. And then the timer goes off, and then I'm going to document how I feel, okay? Then you're just going to see if anything inspired you, anything entertained you, educated you, triggered you. So you're repeating the day 1 challenge, okay? You with me? Why am I getting you to repeat it? Because now your feed has been cleaned up. So it's going to be a different experience for you. Once you go through that challenge again, you're going to take some time. By the way, I'm in pajama pants right now. Sorry if you can see them. You're going to take time to continue to unfollow or follow as needed. We're looking to redesign our feed here. So if you're the designer, let's go with my example of Restaurants on the Edge. It's on Netflix. So good. If you're the designer, you come into the restaurant, which is your social media feed, with an outside perspective. You're like, okay, it's my job to make this restaurant look amazing. I'm the designer, right? You're the visionary redesigner. Now you come in with that critical eye and you say, those chairs gotta go. These chairs have to come in. So you're redesigning your feed. You're allowed to follow, unfollow, bring in, take out. Carrie says, with 0 followers, what comes into our feed? So first you're going to do the digging part, right? So I'm at 0. So I need to do the digging, which is the top part of the day 3 workbook. So I'm going to find those leaders, follow them, taproot to find 5 leaders each, follow 5 hashtags. Excuse me. So at that point, I should have about 20 people that I follow, 25, 30. Ask your network who they like to follow. So now you've brought it back up. Should you want to. If you want to stay at 0, then this challenge does not apply. Then you go through the challenge with those new 30, 40 people, watching their Instagram stories, scrolling their feed, okay? And then step 3 in the challenge today, does your feed feel light and fresh? Or do you need to keep purging? So maybe you just followed a bunch of people that you're like, okay, don't even like that content. Actually, I don't want to learn about getting a beach body right now. Cut. And then step 4, do a gut check. Is there still someone you need to unfollow? So just like ask yourself. Or is there someone you know you should be following? I'm not sure what that means. But maybe you unfollowed your sister and you're like, her content isn't the best. But it's important to me to like stay connected, right? Or Aunt Sally who lives in another part of the world. You're like, I unfollowed her, but like it's so nice to be able to see her smiling face and her artwork when she posts about it. So that's the challenge. And the interesting is just a little bit of reflecting. So part 1, this is going to be an ongoing challenge, right? Your scroll is going to grow, right? So right now, the scroll that you have might come to an end because you're only following 10, 20 people. But eventually, that's going to start to creep back up. After this challenge, you're going to, keep hitting that follow button. And I've done this I've purged many times before, but it always goes back up because you keep meeting people, you keep being encountered with people's content in your explore feed, and it's great. It's a networking tool. It's a chance to connect with people, but naturally it's going to creep back up. But just remind yourself, not everybody is invited to your party, and you're always the designer of your feed. So you need to have the critical eye. What needs to go out? Back to my example, what needs to go out to make this restaurant successful? What needs to come in to make this restaurant successful? What needs to leave your Instagram feed for your mindset to be preserved, for your happiness, for your joy? And what needs to come in, right? If you're feeling like you're starved for smoothie recipes, go follow someone who all they do is post smoothie recipes. So kind of see what I mean here? And that's really it. Gone, hopefully, are the days where you're just mindlessly scrolling by people and being like, woo, 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 because you're not following people you don't care about. So now, with every person that you follow, hopefully you're connecting with them. Hopefully you're conversing. You're actually saying like, your breakfast looks awesome, or I had the same thing, or loved seeing your vacation posts, because you're not following so many people that you're just scrolling on by. Maybe I will try to keep my feed under 100 people that I follow, and perhaps you will too. But don't give yourself any hard, fast boundaries. There's no one right number. Anyone who tells you there is a magic number of people to follow, clearly doesn't understand that we're all on different journeys here. But just taking that critical eye. So you can always go through this challenge one more time. Take the lens on day 1, cleanse on day 2, redesign on day 3. And that is the Visionary Social Media Challenge. I hope you loved it. I loved being here with you. This workbook is something that I know I will continue to come back through. If you do have any extra thoughts, there's a blank page for your thoughts and ideas, because with extra clarity comes a lot of amazing business ideas, a lot of just visions for our life. And so that's why I left you a page there. And then on the final page, we've got our Visionary Manifesto. So I've had this for many, many years, and I'm very proud to have written it. And I hope that it connects with you as well. If you want to learn about our signature programs, there is a link at the bottom. There's also a Visionary Social Media course if you're ever interested. And wow, what a powerful challenge, right? I do these just because I want to do something myself, and I always figure there's someone else who wants to do it with me. Oh, Carrie, you're so welcome. And Carrie, because you're an organizer, I feel like you could run some sort of social media organization challenge, right? You're welcome, Susan. Glad it was helpful. By the way, where did you get your top? It's called 92TO5 activewear. And they make them in different colors too, but whoops. Sorry, the lighting's not great in here, and I just zipped my hair, but it has like this lightning bolt on it. I'll try to send you the link if you remind me. I got it in the US at a yoga studio. So read through the manifesto, highlight your favorite parts. Let's stay connected. Thank you. Happy Friday or whatever day you're watching this. And I love you all. Stay cleansed on social media and connect with me, okay? Like, I am not going off social. I'm going to be on Instagram, but I'm just taking a more critical eye, and I hope you are too.